right, welcome back. We are dying. Why are we saving Nigeria? Police officer cries out in video. He stated that since his deployment to Yobe State, he had yet to receive his other allowance for feeding and an upkeep apart from his salary. Alright, the news in details. A police officer in Goba local government area of Yobe State has decried the incessant attacks on members of the Nigerian police force and police formations across the country. The officer who appeared in a video claimed 4 of his colleagues were killed recently while the property of the surviving officers were burnt. Alright, and then as it is, he stated that since his deployment to Yobe State, he had yet to receive his other allowance for feeding and an upkeep apart from his salary. The sergeant called on the Nigerian government and other well-meaning Nigerians to look into the affairs of the police officers. He said, "Good morning, fellow Nigerians. See what has happened to us in Guba. In Guba, there was an attack here on the 17th. 4 of my colleagues were killed. Those of us that survived, see what we are passing through. See how they burnt our things. Since we came for this operation in Yobe State in December, this is June, making it 7 months, no feeding, no allowance because of 63,000 naira I am collecting as salary in Nigeria as a police, as a servant. I am dying in Yobe here. Look at how they burnt our things. Look at how many people have died. Nigeria, look into our problem. Nigeria, look into our problem. We are dying. No helper. What are we saving this country for? Why nothing concrete for servicemen? God is there. Thank you." Alright, and then he has stated this so far, and the majority of people have been like, wow, what a pity. Well, I am so surprised. 63,000 naira salary for her whole security personnel. Like a police officer earning this kind of amount. In fact, I'm just trying to get that again. What can 63,000 naira do? Oh my goodness. Is it money to buy biscuit for the children or money to, I don't understand. Well, a lot of people have actually reacted onto this one. What many things they share for Obodo Niger? Well, the truth of the matter is everybody is suffering this, most especially if you are going against the government, in the sense that this is a security operative whom they know that definitely they are to fight banditry and the rest of it. And then now they have not seen it that, oh, if we give them food, if you give them money, they will have strength. So let us starve them so that when those bandits come, they will not have strength to face them. We know all these things that are going on in the country. It's only God that will help us. You can imagine the governor for your state saying that the security aspect, security region in the state, that they are not allowed to give them sophisticated weapons. So he needs to beg the president so that they can give them license. You can imagine giving license to security operatives to handle weapons, of which the Fulani herdsmen, all these miscreants are always going with sophisticated weapon. And then my brother asked me, how did they get license to use those kind of guns? If our own security personnel could not use sophisticated weapons, of which they now need to call on the president to give them license, you can imagine that is the country we are in right now. Too bad. This is 2021 and this is still happening. So they have seen it that, oh, no, we won't come go attack our people. We say our bandits. We don't set outside to destroy, to deal with people. So you people want us to now give you food so that you have strength. You can imagine the police officer said it that about 4 of their men were killed. Why would they kill them? They don't have strength. People in their sleep, oh my goodness. Well, majority of things had actually been said onto this one, and then according to ÇR1 onto this, say, well, who are you actually crying to? That's another question. Is it your deaf presidency or the masses you harass with tear gas? I don't understand. Arrest and assault any time they hit the streets to protest for the betterment of everyone. Now, still morning. Well, this life is turn by turn. Face your problem. We already have enough forces we are battling with in this contraption. Biko. Well, I think this young lady that just commented made a very great point. Now the police are complaining, right? Then what is he complaining about? That he was unable to get his benefit and the rest of it. And then anytime the masses come out to protect against all this, the same police that are complaining right now will come out to tell us that you people should go back to your houses, or else we'll go release tear gas, or we'll go kill you now. Now it's done on them, right? That is another good one. Well, that has been said so far by Chinyere Chili Onyema. All right, and then meanwhile, according to Owolabi Olubusuyi, he said, well, may you and your colleagues both in the police and the military receive sense before it is too late. It's as simple as that. All right, and then he said that, well, the salaries of the security men are too small. They shouldn't at least, or they should at least, okay, that's what I meant to write. They should at least increase it by 70% or more. It won't affect the government if they could pay ordinary men millions and then billions for sitting down. I don't see why they can't pay security men good salaries. Perhaps cost of living is increasing on a daily basis in Nigeria. And that is it. If you want to talk about the cost of living in the country, my brother, in fact, you don't even need to go there. You don't need to go there, because now ordinary man right now cannot drink Gary. Ordinary man, you can't afford to buy it now. A paint rubber of Gary now is 1.5. Now what are we talking about? I don't know in your area, but it's being sold for 1,500 naira. Something we used to buy at a rate of 250 naira. Yes, now 1,500 naira, depending on where you are buying from anyway. So in fact, that's another thing. You are not asking somebody, you are not paying somebody 65,000 naira. Even with the 65,000 naira, that means you don't want this person to send to, in fact, who is even talking about sending to school in this kind of, with this money, in this kind of situation we have found ourselves, sending somebody to school, my brother. Except maybe you have to leave the country to another African country whereby they can have good education with small money. You can imagine the level to which the country has put a lot of people. And it has been said that this salary is too small. You people should try and increase this salary. Bikono, increase the salary. It's a shame. 60 waiting. All right, my people. And he said something right now. And he said, if you can be paying ordinary people millions of naira just for sitting down and be lying and not telling the truth, they are not even telling the truth, not that they are even functioning, but you are paying them millions. That is corruption. And they told us that they are coming to make sure they stop corruption. Now the corruption starts. Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of things are going wrong. I'm not happy with in fact, with the imagination that is coming to my heart right now. I feel like crying. Well, onto this, Joy Peter said that, well, why crying when the youth were protesting to make life better for you and your families and for the country? You Nigerian police and soldiers were used by Nigerian corrupt politicians to kill the youth that were protesting for the betterment of the country. But you Nigerian police and the soldiers were busy protecting the corrupt politicians and their families who has milked this country dry. Now you people are now crying as if the poor masses are your problem. Please, you people should take your problem to your president and leave us alone. That is it. Take it to your president and leave us alone. Well, according to OBK Godwell on this one, say, well, very soon with the current situation of Nigeria, all of us men will realize that Nigeria don't need defending again. You can't force unity because there is no peace and Nigeria cannot progress. That is it. Well, and then Lawrence is saying that resign and stop making noise. Nobody is forcing you to serve by force. If you are not paid, it means that they don't need your service. If you are working without pay, it means you have ulterior motives. Well, and then as it is, you people should be investigated for working without pay. If you are not dubious, tell us how you are feeding yourself. And that is another one. All right, and then Samuel Nwori, I said that, well, it's unfortunate. Government ought to look into their problem and make sure these guys are being taken care of. The risks they take to keep the country safe should be appreciated. Well, and my sister, that is to tell you, that is if you understand, that is if these people actually want them to protect the people, because I see no reason why you will not be paying this kind of people, and they are saddled with the responsibility to secure the people, yet you are not paying them. How do you want them to feed? That means definitely you want them to die of hunger. You want them to be weak, so that if those your bandits that you are sending, if they come, they'll be able to conquer the police. So what are we talking about? Well, who do we blame? And the majority of people have put the blame on the Nigerian police, that even when the so-called Nigerians, the youth, when they were protesting and then when they were fighting for the police and the rest of the people, the same police will say, Omo, kill them, tear gas them. And they look at it now. You are now crying. So go and cry for yourself, and that's what has been said. Well, my people, what more can we say onto this one? Meanwhile, let me have your take on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.